Welcome to a new episode of Writing Wednesdays. Let's have a look at the question on your screen. In most successful organizations, some people believe that communication between managers and workers is important, while other people say that other factors are more important. What is your opinion? So first of all, essay type, very straightforward. This is an opinion essay. So what you need to do is figure out, yes, do you think that communication is super important, or do you think other things are more important? So here you have to choose between A or B, which is communication is important. Let me just, highlight that. Or do you think other factors are more important? Which side are you on? Pick just one thing. I personally think communication is super important, so I'm gonna go with that. And as always, the first thing I do is I get my main and supporting ideas down. So first up, I think that a lack of communication, clear communication can drive companies to ruin, can drive organized companies. Obviously, you need to communicate. You cannot just evade. Your employees need to know what's going on. They have to feel like they're a part of a team. Lack of team spirit, no clarity on expectations. And, the worker reports to the manager reports to someone else. It's a very, delicate, chain. It kind of, everyone depends on everyone. So if you don't communicate, how is anyone supposed to get? It's impossible. It is the most important thing, because at all points, at all times, everybody in an organization needs to know what is expected. What is my role in general, but what is my task for today? What are my tasks for tomorrow? What kind of short-term goals do we have? What kind of long-term? So, I think the last one, maybe, goal communication, goal, task, comms, there you go. And whoops, that actually should be over here. Okay, here I'm trying to show what happens when there's no communication or bad communication. So lack of team spirit, no clarity, ultimately leads to poor performance, right? On the other hand, ensuring the right channels of communication, ensuring open channels of communication between all employees, all workers, all employees, ensures that they work together harmoniously, ensures success, right? Because again, you have your goals in general. Everybody needs to know what they are, what's expected of them. And when somebody needs help, right? Help and support. Maybe a junior level employee doesn't understand something or cannot figure out what needs to be done. So a senior level employee should be within reach, so they can get in touch, they can get their problem fixed, they can get whatever support, accommodation, help they need, right? You simply cannot build something in isolation. I think that could also be cannot build in isolated groups or in isolation. I think that's a good idea. I don't know if I'm going to incorporate that, but I just had this idea, so I put it in here. Okay, help and support, goals, clarity on individual goals and tasks. Individual plus group plus organization goals and tasks. What do I have to do? What does my team have to do? What does the company have to do? Everybody needs to know that. And what else? One more way to show that communication ensures success. Of course, that's the super most important. It reduces misunderstandings and fosters positive environment. There you go. So my main ideas are done. I have my supporting ideas just in keyword format. So the next thing I need to do is write my introduction. And what's the topic? The topic is communication at the workplace. So I'll write something about communication at the workplace. The importance of communication in all spheres of life, especially, cannot be understated. And this is especially true for the workplace. Despite its apparent importance, there are still, well, I don't know, it's especially true for the workplace. It is necessary for there to be open and transparent and regular communication within an organization or a company, whatever, within any, well, a company doesn't necessarily have to be a company. An organization can also be a governmental organization, non-profit, a charitable organization, a public company, private company, for-profit, non-profit, any kind of organization. So it is necessary for there to be transparent and regular communication within any organization to ensure, success. There we go. So that's 48 words. It's a good length. And just make that a little bit bigger so it looks nicer. Now you can probably see much more clearly. Okay, so that's my main idea. That's already ready. Put it over here. A lack of clear communication can drive companies to run. Maybe I can have this instead. Maybe I could have this be my first idea. I think it looks a lot nicer because then I'm going to contrast that. Ensuring, why do I have the over here? That makes like no sense. Ensuring open channels of communication between all employees. Again, I've used the same phrasing, so that's not okay. I have to change that. Is a good way to build up a company. Ensuring open channels of communication between all employees guarantees, let's say, a good performance. Okay. Improves performance across all levels. Overall performance. There we go. So that's my main idea. Well, let me just copy that, put it over here also. You can see that. So I'm gonna just change the, because I think that here I could draw a contrast. I'm gonna maybe write something like, however. There we go. Okay, so now, okay, so that's my main idea, and then, okay, clarity, okay. This is largely due to the fact that when people, and talk to each other, or, well, and stay in touch with each other, there is increased clarity on what is expected from each team member, including not just their short-term tasks, but also their long-term goals, including the company's goals as well. Frequent and unfettered conversations would also help junior members receive the support and help that they need from senior members, senior employees. team, in a group. Frequent and unfettered communications, but also maybe another positive impact. Such a policy would be felt by junior members as frequent would also help then I don't need also would help them receive the support and help that they need from senior members. There we go. And the last one, it also goes without saying that what goes without saying is a little bit, I don't know. You don't want to really write things like it is obvious, and I mean let me just think about that. I guess you could say that, but I don't know. It feels a little bit more casual, so I'd want to avoid that. Let me read my sentence once more. Another positive impact of such policy would be felt by junior members, junior or new members, as frequent and unfettered conversations would help them receive the support, would help them to receive the support and help that they need from senior members. Okay, and best of all, unfettered conversations, frequent communication leads to is the best tool to ensure that misunderstandings either do not take place at all or are, diminished, reduced in frequency. I've already used the word frequency, so let's not use that, or are reduced, which helps to foster a positive environment in the workplace. And if misunderstandings, plural, oops, sometimes I type too quick. Okay. Okay, what else? If all employees were able to freely get in touch with each other, they would not only would they stand to benefit, but the entire organization would be better off, right? However, a lack of clear communication, I already have, so I don't know why I wrote, whoops, how did that just get deleted like that? Okay, I guess my mouse is being weird. But the entire, I don't know why it's giving me, okay. A lack of clear communication can drive companies to ruin. This is largely, I've already said that. Okay. The most devastating that is the lack of team spirit that ensues as a result of poor or no communication. As when people cannot, talk to each other, they cannot build up a good rapport. This in turn would also lead to, or would also result in expectations from each team member being unclear, or rather, let me explain that in a more easy manner. This in turn would cause there to be no clarity on what is expected from each person in terms of their output and their regular tasks at work. Ultimately, this would cause a natural decrease in productivity and poor performance across the board, which which over enough, cycles or quarters can cause businesses to be forced to wind up or shut shop. Okay, this is too small though, so I'm gonna have to, for me personally, because when you look at this one, this is like 152 words. So I clearly need to, I guess this is a very nice idea. You cannot build in isolation, but I don't know. The most devastating effect is lack of team spirit that ensues a lack of poor or no communication because, this is nicer, because when people cannot talk to each other, people cannot even, do not have the ability, or when people cannot talk to each other or are limited in their communication prospects, they cannot build up a good rapport with each other. This in turn would cause there to be little to no clarity on what is expected from each person in terms of their output and their regular tasks, or regular output and tasks at work. Regular output and tasks, their regular output and tasks at work. This, and ultimately this would cause, I guess I'm using would cause too often. I don't like it. Can lead to, okay, this ultimately, this could lead to a natural decrease in productivity and poor performance across the board, which over enough quarters can even cause businesses to be forced to wind up due to poor, profitability or a lack of goal achievement. It doesn't always have to be profitability, because like I said, it could be any kind of organization. Maybe they just don't achieve their goals because of this lack of communication. So thus, if communication is not given the importance it needs, no company can thrive. Well, no company is a generalization, so let's avoid that. It would be difficult for an organization to thrive. There we go. So that's 143. Then I just need to write my conclusion. So in conclusion, it is evident that communication truly is key because it helps to build up organizations and keep them strong. Keep them, not just strong, but keep them functioning perfectly, right? Keep them, let's say, communication truly is key because it helps to build up organizations and keep them functioning effectively. If the importance, well, I already said that, if breakdowns in communication are not addressed or are ignored, it could cause unsurmountable for such groups and companies. Insurmountable. I don't know why there's a red line here. There really shouldn't be. Oh, that's the British and American thing. Insurmountable problems. Or what's happening is lately I've been learning Italian, and so sometimes there's a bit of a difference when you say in. For example, there's this word called inutile that just means useless, and sometimes there's on, sometimes there's in. So it's playing with my mind. Okay, if breakdowns and problems for such companies or organizations. I've already used let's just for such. Well, maybe we can try something different. Let me see. Largely, of course, they're talking about workers. So they do businesses. Let's just go over for such businesses. There we go. So that's 40. Wow, that's exactly 40 words. Okay, that's like my lower limit. It shouldn't be less than 40. That's what I tell my students. And as you see, there's a natural the introduction and the conclusion. They're always small because, again, they don't really have a lot of work to do. They have just 2 jobs to do. And then you have, of course, the meat potatoes, which is your body paragraphs. So here it is. You've got your question right here. Got your introduction here, body paragraph 1. You can pause the screen to read the second body paragraph and the conclusion. And all in all, let's also check the word count. This is 372 words. So that's that. Super easy. And I just wanted to show you that, it really isn't difficult to come up with good content without needing tons of time. Like, we finished this in 20 minutes. I can look at the timer that I have, and I didn't mean to do it so quickly, but that's like half the time, right? That's you get 40 minutes. And I just want to show you that, your ideas don't have to be like super rare, unique, or anything like that. So writing an essay is very straightforward for the most part, and I hope that this video was useful to you. If it was, don't forget to click on the like button and, share with somebody who's also preparing for the exam. And in case you have any feedback or any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll respond to you soon. All right then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.